6/4 of the seats showing leads, out of which the NDA has won an overwhelming proportion. Now, if this continues, every quarter you build, and if this is the conversion rate, it's looking good right now initially. I don't know if it'll hold for the rest of the state.
And BJP as a party has more than the India alliance put together. That's again bragging rights.
The big problem with Ajit Pawar, even in the general election, had been that there was no vote conversion. There was actually a lot of resentment in the NDA bloc, the RSS also, about him. That, he basically personified everything that the BJP had been fighting against in Maharashtra. And to co-opt him had been a very, very uneasy fit. This time around, I was told that every seat they had a coordination committee that they had set up. They said, we can't have what happened during the general elections happen anymore. Whatever votes are there for the NDA, as it is, Mahayuti as it is, it has to go to the candidate.
This time the RSS was there.
Yes.
And can I say
compared to the 4th of June?
And can I say some of that seems to be reflecting in two interesting trends. We've been talking about Vidarbha. Vidarbha at the moment is neck and neck between NDA and INDIA. But Marathwada, the NDA is sweeping at the moment. If this trend holds, it's 16-6 at the Marathwada.
That's exactly what the map is showing.
That's the heart of the Maratha agitation.
The magic wall is showing the same thing. Look, if you look at it, Marathwada is going...
In fact, even NCP Ajit Pawar is doing well in Marathwada, which is sort of counterintuitive.
Actually,
if you think...
BJP very tactically did not fight as many seats as it used to in Marathwada. It gave away a lot of seats to Eknath Shinde and some to NCP Ajit Pawar.
Ajit Pawar, so kept the fight regional there. Yes.
Almost half the seats are being contested by Ajit Pawar and Eknath Shinde in Marathwada.
So they were very tactical about it. They said if there is anger against us,
what do you make of that? I mean, even in Jalna, you have the Shinde Sena candidate who's leading.
Eknath Shinde being a
That's right. It's clearly, Eknath Shinde and Ajit Pawar's credit. I did not think Ajit Pawar would do so well. I mean, he's gone into double figures already in the initial trends. General impression was that there would be a sympathy factor for Sharad Pawar and the Maratha vote would go against NDA. But that seems to have not worked. That theory has not really worked.
Or is it the state versus centre funda? Lok Sabha election, Supriya Sule will get the numbers. State election, it is Ajit Pawar and Ajit
That's
Dada.
exactly what I felt on the ground. I mean, Ajit Pawar was going booth to booth. And Supriya Sule and Sharad Pawar, after they cast their vote by 9 o'clock, they drove away to Pune. These were the optics which strike people. It seemed like they've given up the fight. I saw that kind of resignation in them. Whereas Ajit Pawar was on foot and he cast his vote bang at 7 a.m. when it opens. And then he went on to every booth in Baramati.
But if Ajit Pawar does well, I don't know how comfortable NDA will be at the end of the day, because if Ajit Pawar gets a lot of numbers, then maybe,
there is no comfort and discomfort.
I don't think...
if you get to form the government, you can take a lot of indignities in your stride.
And not just that.
Ajit Pawar wins a lot.
And not just that. In this case, all three of them have shown to be very strong leaders and powerful administrators. In fact, the Mahayuti can say that three people who are good administrators or who have been able to show they can work with the Sangathan or with their respective Sangathans, and they can also organize themselves. Eknath Shinde, Devendra Fadnavis and Ajit Dada Pawar. So if they have worked the last 18 months, there's no reason why they won't. It's just that the overall numbers, if it settles at 170, then Ajit Pawar will not be playing truant, and there is no thing about he will leave and go and the whole Sarkar will fall. Eknath Shinde plus BJP can be 150 and they'll be comfortable.
Exactly.
But that is with the assurance that Eknath Shinde will not have second thoughts.
Anand, for the last few years, what we have seen in Maharashtra with all these scamming and, policemen being put in jail and arrests and, all sorts of raids and things, is that the cost of losing power is extremely high in that state. So it's not like the old collegial state that, even if you're out of power, your work gets done and, hey, hail fellow, well met, we are meeting at the assembly, very nice, all of that.
This will be a continuance
the cost of losing
current
power is very high. Nobody is going to damage, kind of...
50 for the NDA. 50 leads for the NDA out of 80. 50 leads, 5 out of 8 seats right now is being won by the NDA out of the leads early on. And it's about 8:45 on the clock, 45 minutes since some of the counting centers opened, or let's say half an hour since the counting centers started releasing the numbers and early leads. It's 50 leads for the NDA, and more than half of those leads are being contributed by the BJP. 26 leads, 9 for the Shinde Shiv Sena, 3 more than the Shiv Sena UBT, 13 leads for Ajit Pawar's NCP. That is about 6 more than Sharad Pawar's NCP. Zaka, this is significant.
Yeah, Nagpur also, there are 2 seats now reporting. Nagpur North, the Congress candidate there, Dr. Nitin Raut is leading. Nagpur Central, Praveen Datke of the BJP is leading. But I think the big picture, at least 45 minutes in, is that in Marathwada, where the BJP was expected to do badly because of the Maratha agitation, they're doing extremely well. It's not just the BJP, it's in fact even Ajit Pawar's party, which is doing extremely well in places like Beed, Latur, etc. Let's try and see how this progresses as we progress through the day. Early days yet, but it seems like out of the 80-odd seats that are reporting, the NDA is significantly ahead.
Konkan and Vidarbha still not plotting too much.
Konkan, just a few seats. Let's just look at the seats. Ratnagiri, you have the Shinde Sena candidate there leading. Aditi Tatkare is leading in her seat. In Srivardhan, she's of course NCP Ajit Pawar. In Alibag, the Shinde Sena candidate is leading. So 3-4 seats reporting in the Konkan belt, not too much.
And if you just begin to look at this map, you can see the central swath, which is, Marathwada, little bit of western Maharashtra now beginning to show a lot more saffron. We haven't got much coming in from Vidarbha actually, but this central belt, and if you even go up to the north, you'll see.
Yeah, that's exactly what's there on the wall. The other thing is that Eknath Shinde has touched double figures. So 10 seats also for Eknath Shinde. Rohit, that's also significant.
To add to that, Rahul
Okay, first lead from Jharkhand. Just quickly, first lead coming in from Jharkhand. हमने कहा था 10 मिनट में आएगा, 10 मिनट में आया, and it is Champai Soren. Champai Soren is the key race alert. Champai Soren is now leading from Saraikela. Champai Soren, the former chief minister of Jharkhand, who then quit camps, quit the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha, joined the BJP, and Champai Soren is the first lead that's coming in, and that's in the favor of the NDA. Will this trend hold? It's early days. 81 seats, must only one lead that's plotting in Jharkhand. We'll get to Jharkhand the moment we have about 6-7 leads on Jharkhand. Keep an eye on this column, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jharkhand. To our viewers, this is the Mahayuti versus Maha Aghadi. So this is where you have the Maha Aghadi, the entire India alliance, and this is where you have the Mahayuti, that is the NDA. Avantika joining us with more details from the live result of 52 leads for the NDA now, out of 84 leads projected. Yes, Avantika.
Yeah, Anand, the first lead coming in, Champai Soren leading. Brijesh ji is here. Brijesh ji. All right, so I'll just go to him because we have another channel who is speaking. But the first one from Champai Soren, interesting one coming in. And, we're just now waiting. So we were getting all those names from Maharashtra, and now the action has shifted to Jharkhand. Champai Soren leading. That's the first one that we've got.
जी पहला रुझान आया सरायकेला से, जहां पूर्व मुख्यमंत्री चंपई सोरेन आगे चल रहे हैं. इस बार वो बीजेपी के टिकट पर चुनाव लड़ रहे हैं. इससे पहले इसी सीट पर ये उनकी परंपरागत सीट रही है. इससे पहले वो जेएमएम के सीट पर जेएमएम के टिकट पर लड़ते रहे हैं.
अवंतिका 3 लीड आ गए झारखंड से,
जो है चुनाव चिन्ह बदल दिया. जी एक लातेहार से आया है. वहाँ पर जो शिक्षा मंत्री हैं जेएमएम के टिकट पर बैद्यनाथ राम लड़ रहे हैं, लेकिन वो पीछे चल रहे हैं. बीजेपी के जो उम्मीदवार है प्रकाश राम लातेहार से आगे चल रहे हैं. ये एससी के लिए रिजर्व सीट है. और एक और तीसरा रुझान आया मनिका से, वहाँ भी बीजेपी आगे चल रही है, कांग्रेस वहाँ पर पीछे है. जी ये 3 रुझान फिलहाल आया.
So 3 leads there coming in, and Champai Soren leading. That's an interesting one. Someone who just made a switch to the
former
BJP
chief minister
recently.
is now leading after switching camps. The former minister in the Hemant Soren government is actually trailing to the BJP candidate. And a third one again, where in Latehar, where you have the BJP leading and trouncing the Congress candidate there.
There are quite a few seats that are going away from the Congress. I'm seeing this list, and maybe you can just sort of give us more granular data, Nalin, because I'm seeing a bit of transfer here. Seat transfers away from the Congress to the...
You're talking Maharashtra. Maharashtra. So back to Maharashtra.
Maharashtra, yes.
So at the moment, I want to add to this to something else you were asking Rahul earlier.
Yeah.
How many? One indicator of incumbency or anti-incumbency is ministers, right?
Yeah.
At the moment, we have trends for 11 ministers. All of them are leading.
So that's
at this point in time.
So all 11 ministers, sitting ministers in the Maharashtra government of the Mahayuti, they are leading. That's what Nalin is saying. And interesting, more numbers being plotted. 51 leads for the NDA, 89 now being plotted. Yes.
All right. So again, the big story, the big picture seems to be that the BJP, of course, is the one party that's present everywhere in all regions of Maharashtra. They have a lead in Vidarbha. They're filling up the map in Marathwada in places like Nanded, Latur, etc. Konkan, we're not getting as much, but there it's either Saffron or it's Shinde Sena or one candidate, Aditi Tatkare of the NCP, Ajit Pawar, is leading there. Mumbai seats, about a dozen odd seats are reporting. Again, the BJP doing very well there. The BJP has, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 leads out of the seats that are reporting so far. Shinde Sena opening its account in the outskirts in Thane as well as the neighboring constituency. But the big picture seems to be that the NDA is running away with it. 90 seats reporting, 53 to the NDA, 34 to the India alliance.
Interesting in these head-to-head fights also, Shiv Sena, Eknath Shinde versus Shiv Sena, UBT, NCP Ajit Pawar versus NCP Sharad Pawar.
All right. Shiv Sena, Shinde versus Shiv Sena, UBT. 5-4. So it's really neck and neck as far as the two Senas are concerned. Just quickly run through the NCP Ajit Pawar versus NCP Sharad Pawar. There, it's NDA 11, India 6. So clearly in the battle of the Pawars, at least as of now, 45 minutes in, 50 minutes in, Ajit Pawar seems to be racing ahead.
So switcheroos is what we should be focusing on. Let's try to look at the...
So on the switcheroos, Congress, out of the seats that Congress was leading in assembly segments 3 months ago in the Lok Sabha election, trends are in for 17. NDA is leading in 8 of them, in the India alliance in 8. So it's neck and neck. So
It's
which
neck
means
and
that
neck.
50% of the seats that the Congress was winning,
That's what I'm seeing. I'm
a few
seeing
months
that.
ago, it's kind of losing this time. As of this moment.
Yeah,
it could
as of
change.
this moment.
Yeah, Eknath Shinde is leading from Kopri Panchpakadi. He's up against Kedar Dige. Eknath Shinde says that it was Anand Dige who actually brought him into the party and a mere auto rickshaw driver. And from there, he became an active Shiv Sainik and started working for the Shiv Sena. And if you go back from a place of ignominy, no respect being given, no due being given, to a place where today, from who is Eknath Shinde to saying, is it going to be Eknath Shinde again? That's the transition that's happened for this leader.
I have a point to add, gentlemen, that
yes,
isn't it?
It is 94 leads, 56 to the NDA, 28 to the BJP, India alliance 34, with the Congress also now in double digits, 13 leads for the Congress, 11 leads for the NCP Sharad Pawar, Shiv Sena, UBT, the weakest link right now in
that
them.
number of 56 of NDA and 28 of BJP, there are two big trends in that. One is that out of the seats that the Congress was winning 3 months ago, BJP is winning 50% of them. But the seats that BJP was leading in 3 months ago, the NDA is sweeping those seats.
That's
Sweeping
right.
those seats. So they have only consolidated their leads and they're also pinching seats away from the Congress. Yes, Avantika.
I just want to quickly go to Brijesh ji because this is very important, Anand, and before anyone comes in, Brijesh ji has some very important information just to talk about Jharkhand and the importance of the BJP taking that initial lead in those 3 seats. Brijesh ji.
Avantika, it's very, very important because if you look at our screen, there is lead available for 3 seats in Jharkhand, and this is the same which is already reflected in our software. So it's basically authentic representation of the data. But the first and foremost, the important thing is from Kolhan region, because you would look at the Saraikela seat. From Saraikela, Champai Soren is leading in the first round, and Champai Soren is a veteran of ZMM. Recently shifted to BJP.
Yes.
Now he is a BJP leader from the Kolhan region. Last time, during the last assembly election, BJP was unable to get a single seat from the Kolhan region. For the first time, if you look at this, the first trend is coming, and it's in the favor of BJP. Champai Soren, obviously, he has shifted his vote from JMM to BJP. That's very important testing. We have to see that is Champai effect is going to turn more and more seats towards the BJP.
Hold on to this lead as well.
Exactly. Then it will be very, very positive development for BJP.
Yeah. Back to the studio, Anand.
Just populating some of the northern Maharashtra seats. Again, this is where the
now,
BJP really needs to run up the numbers, and it is. In Shirpur, the BJP candidate there is leading. In Chalisgaon, again, the BJP candidate is leading. Again, I go back to, what happened 3 months ago, this whole onion crisis, Lasangao, etc., where the BJP lost big. This time, the BJP seems to be making a comeback. Again, in the Marathwada belt, whether it is in Beed, Latur, Nanded, particularly in Nanded district, they have been running up the leads. In Bhokar, for example, Ashok Chavan's daughter is leading in Bhokar. You have the seat of Deglur, where again a BJP candidate is leading. In Mukhed, the BJP candidate is leading. So BJP running up the numbers here in Marathwada, where it was not expected. Now Vidarbha, some more seats are reporting. Dhamangao Railway, BJP candidate leading. Yavatmal, the BJP candidate leading. In Karanja, again BJP candidate leading. So Vidarbha is now slowly beginning to report. We have more information from Katol, where again the BJP candidate is leading. In the seat of Umred, again the BJP candidate is leading. So Vidarbha is now slowly beginning to report numbers, and you're seeing the NDA number going up. So it's running at 2:1, 64 to the NDA and 32 to the India alliance.
If I may add to what the point Zaka is making about Vidarbha, we mapped about 31 seats on which had farmer distress. NDA is leading in 18 of those at the moment.
18.
And that number is telling, and that's why you're seeing that lead open up in Vidarbha.
So clearly, the whether it's the soybean issue or the cotton issue, BJP seems to have made amends from 3 months ago, and that's why you're seeing a lot more orange here in the Vidarbha belt. Of course, Vidarbha is a must-win, both for the BJP and for the Congress. There are 36 direct fights. Let's take a look at also the direct fights between Congress and BJP across the state. 75 direct fights. Right now, it's 13 to the BJP, 8 to the Congress.
Things opening up. Actually, that's the 6th of,
4-2 in Jharkhand also.
almost.
Jharkhand is also opening up 6 leads. NDA 68 overall, running away. 107 out of 288 leads that are being plotted. BJP has 33 leads. Shiv Sena in the Mahayuti has 16 leads. NCP, Ajit Pawar has 17 leads. Now, even in the legacy fights early on, the head-to-head fights, BJP versus Congress strike rates, if you want to see how they will turn out, and also the head-to-head fights between how much they are converting, the strike rates that they will yield, and that will obviously lead into the bragging rights. Clearly, the Shiv Sena and the NCP within the Mahayuti seem to be stealing a march early on. We're still not reporting half of the 288 numbers. When it comes to about 145 leads, we'll see. But clearly, the NDA inching faster towards the 100 mark, and they've opened up that gap. Rohit Chandavarkar, what does this imply? Could this directionally show perhaps a runaway win for the NDA?
It looks like the NDA is doing much better than the Maha Vikas Aghadi. That is very clear. And like we said some time back, about an hour back, this is what they expected, and this is what they saw on the ground when voting ended on the polling day. And usually, Anand, we know that the politicians, they're very active on the ground, and their karyakartas, their activists are there in every pocket all over the state. And they are usually aware of what has happened. What's inside the ballot box is known much better by politicians than any other pollsters or any other people. And we could see that in their body language last 2 days. We could see, like we said on the polling day, end of that day, Eknath Shinde's confidence and what his team was telling us. So it looks like, I don't know what number they're going to reach finally, but it looks like they were quite confident and sure about
you look at
what
it,
is happening.
Rohit, the head-to-head fights between the two Senas, we have 13 seats that are reporting. There are 51 direct fights between Shiv Sena, Shinde faction and Shiv Sena or UBT faction. Out of the 13 seats, Shinde Sena is leading in 10 and Uddhav Sena only in 3. So I think that gives you a story. Let's also look at the straight fights between the two NCPs. There again, Ajit Pawar is certainly doing better than what he was doing in the Lok Sabha election. There again, it's Ajit Pawar leading in 12 and Sharad Pawar leading only in 6 out of the 38. 20 are reporting out of 38, of which Ajit Pawar is almost twice the leads than Sharad Pawar's party. So both the legacies as they were, 1 hour into counting, it seems like Shinde Sena is definitely having the upper hand in the straight fights with UBT Sena, and also in the fight between the two Pawars, Ajit Pawar is doing much better than Sharad Pawar.
Is there a way to...
The early leads, I think the early leads are in a way similar to the BJP's assessment as well as the exit polls, that the Shiv Sena UBT is collapsing. So far, you can see just 6 leads from Shiv Sena UBT, a party that's contesting over 85 seats, and the BJP Shiv Sena, Eknath Shinde dominating the the NDA camp. Also, even NCP is doing well, but I think this matches with the BJP assessment that BJP at
in fact, Sena, Uddhav Thackeray is leading only in 1 seat in Mumbai. Can you imagine? Wow. 1 seat out of 36, they're leading only in 1 seat in Mumbai.
And they are at the expense of the BJP. It's a BJP which is surprisingly doing well in Mumbai and Thane, and that is the reason I think Shiv Sena UBT is collapsing.
So at the party level, you are seeing the faction that broke away, which are kind of which are ahead.
Doing better,
at the social matrix level, the 3 social groups that moved away from BJP, Marathas, Dalits. In the Maratha regions, BJP is winning very clearly at the moment, at this point. In the Dalit seats, it's neck and neck, but with NDA slightly ahead of Dhaka, we can bring them up on the magic wall. And in the Kunbi seats, OBC factor, NDA is well ahead. So which was a part of the BJP matrix this time, right? To build an OBC coalition around
Rahul Gandhi's whole, the caste survey, the Maratha reservation, none of that If you go by these figures, seem to have worked. I mean, Marathwada, I began by saying Manoj Jarange Patil, I don't think at the assembly level is going to be a potent factor. You know, so we were talking about this, Anand. Congress is called a dynastic party, but the fight for legacy was actually between the NCP and the Shiv Sena. But for Congress, it was very important to do well because सबसे ज़्यादा आवाज़ तो उन्होंने उठाया, मतलब शोर उन्होंने मचाया कि हमारा CM होना चाहिए. Like till yesterday, Nana Patole had to be told by Rahul Gandhi that calm down. You know, we are going to take a call on becoming the CM if we get the numbers, and we'll take a call over here. And let's be like a good alliance. Let's show that alliance ka maryada.
It's like if you go back to
But Anand, the question of the caste census now comes into the fore. You know,
he wanted,
now dead in the water?
wanted him to be.
Is it going to be raised again in another, like Bihar elections next year? Is it going to be raised? Because Bihar elections, it won't be a factor. That state has already done a caste census for whatever it's worth. So is this question now over?
Along with the other, the fact is this was an election where the Congress could perhaps have consolidated what it had, its performance in Lok Sabha 2024, where the Congress perhaps had the best strike rate and the best performance. A number 3 party in the Maha Vikas Aghadi, which was relegated to the backbenches with 2019, it was a swing of fortunes, and that reaction that was a spontaneous reaction that came from Ritesh Deshmukh, saying finally the Congress is back, it's not done. After the 2019 results in Maharashtra, sorry, 2024 results in Maharashtra, Lok Sabha 2024, he campaigned actively, he came out to the fore and campaigned for it, thinking the Congress's resurgence is happening. Here, the Congress resurgence is not happening, and that itself is a testament that despite having strong regional leadership and also national leadership, you've not been able to capitalize on your Lok Sabha advantage. What the Congress
in Vidarbha, which is of course the biggest region, it is running away for the NDA. 17 leads to the NDA, a bulk of it with the BJP. The BJP is leading in 13, NCP Ajit Pawar in 2, RYSP in 1, Shinde Sena in 1. And if you look at the breakup for the India alliance, leading only in 9 out of 62. The Congress is leading in 7, the Sena UBT only in 2. So in Vidarbha, which is the most critical region, the NDA is 17, the India alliance only 9 seats.
Now this performance of the Congress party, how would you then analyze? Would you not agree if you were to plot the Lok Sabha numbers and the Congress, how it was performing then, the number of the advantage that it had, compared to its performance now, if you look at the leads, 131, 288, 15 leads for the Congress party. You expect them to do better, especially because in 75 seats they're going head-to-head with the BJP.
Seats, 32 are reporting the NDA has a huge lead, 21 to the BJP, only 9 to the Congress. In those 75 seats, which are head-to-head, 36 of them are in Vidarbha. It's a big lead for the BJP, 21 to the BJP, only 9 seats to the Congress.
So 89 leads for the NDA out of 132. Look at that strike rate. And if they continue to maintain this strike rate across the 288 seats as the leads start coming in and start consolidating, will that be significant? Bengal, update coming through. Wayanad bypoll, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra taking a huge lead. Bengal bypolls, the Trinamool Congress leading in all the 6 seats. Many say it's fait accompli. UP, BJP leading 6 of the 9 seats. As the exit pollsters had predicted, it was going to be a 6-3 or a 7-2 performance, and it seems to be directionally maintaining those trends. But compared to, and the larger trends in Jharkhand is 7-2 out of 9 leads out of 81. NDA is leading in 7 of those. Do you want to quickly look at Jharkhand and what the story in Jharkhand so far is, where the BJP is making gains?
The BJP is winning across. It's winning in eastern Jharkhand. Champai Soren, we mentioned, that was the first lead from Saraikala. He's leading there. In Nirsa, the BJP candidate is leading. In Bari, which is in northern Jharkhand, where the BJP has always had a problem, the tribal belt, the BJP candidate there leading. In Latehar, which is again tribal belt, it's a reserve constituency. There, you have the BJP candidate leading. So BJP doing better in the tribal belt than what they've done historically, certainly more than what they've done in the last election. 2 leads to the JMM in Kunti. Ram Surya Munda of the JMM is leading, and in the neighboring constituency in Torpa also the JMM candidate there is leading. So it's 7-2 in Jharkhand.
Well, but Jharkhand is still early days. We have to say it could be just the postal ballots being counted, because a lot of the counting centers opened only at around 8:30, 8:40, and we started reporting the first numbers only around 8:45 a.m. from Jharkhand. Although Maharashtra started sending in the leads by about 8:25 this morning, ladies and gentlemen. So there is a difference there to our viewers. Let's go straight across. Let's go straight across to Avantika joining us with more. Yes, Avantika.
Yes, Anand, yeah, 7-2, that's what it's looking here in Jharkhand. There, BJP is leading in Dhanbad, in Palamu, from Paki. But let me just take a look at the numbers here. Bataiye. Just tell us the leads which have come in right now.
हाँ, एनडीए या 8 सीटों पे आ गए, इंडिया 2 सीटों पे आ गए, जो अभी आया है। झरिया सीट है, वहाँ रागिनी सिंह आ गए हैं, वो बीजेपी की हैं। पांकी से कुशवाहा शशिभूषण मेहता, वो भी बीजेपी के आगे हैं। डाल्टनगंज से आलोक चौरसिया, वो बीजेपी के आगे हैं। निरसा सीट से अपर्णा सेन गुप्ता, बीजेपी, वो भी आगे हैं। बरही से मनोज यादव, बीजेपी, वो भी आगे हैं। और खूंटी और तोरपा, ये 2 सीटें हैं जहां जेएमएम आ गए हैं। तोरपा से
बीजेपी की काफी लीड हो गई है।
जी
निश्चित है, मगर फिर भी अभी बीजेपी की लीड चल रही है।
जी, एक और अभी आ गया रुझान, सिमडेगा, वहाँ भी बीजेपी आ गए। ये जबकि कांग्रेस की सीट रही है, लेकिन इस बार देख रही है बीजेपी अभी आगे चल रही है, फिलहाल जो आगे अभी आया हमारे पास। और एक सरायकेला चंपई सोरेन अभी भी अपनी लीड बनाए हुए हैं। लातेहार से प्रकाश राम आ गए हैं, वहाँ से शिक्षा मंत्री जो है जेएमएम के बैजनाथ राम लड़ रहे हैं, वो पीछे चल रहे हैं लातेहार से। मनिका से भी बीजेपी आगे है। मतलब 9 सीट पे अभी आगे है बीजेपी, और सिर्फ 2 सीट है जहाँ जेएमएम आगे।
जी, ऑलराइट, सो दैट्स द अपडेट आनंद। एंड चंपाई सोरेन स्टिल होल्डिंग ऑन टू हिज लीड.
Champai Soren still holding on to his lead, nearing up 100 leads for the NDA. 99 leads for the NDA. Palakkad bypoll early trend giving the BJP a slender lead, even as Priyanka Vadra takes a runaway lead in Wayanad. So those bypolls important. There are 48 bypolls across the country that are also taking place, even as the counting is underway for Maharashtra and Jharkhand. We'll get you those updates. 9 in Uttar Pradesh, 6 in Bengal, where Trinamool Congress is leading in all the 6. Priyanka Vadra taking a big lead in the Wayanad bypoll. BJP has a slender lead in Palakkad. UP bypolls, BJP leading 6 out of 9. This will again give bragging rights to Yogi Adityanath. Chetan Bhagat, Rashid Kidwai with us. So these 6 or these 9 bypolls in UP are also important.
Above 100.
Okay, 101. NDA 101 leads. Where are bulk of the leads coming in Jharkhand? Then we go
you're
across.
getting in northern Maharashtra, in Dhule, for example, and Devendra Fadnavis cites Dhule. Both in Dhule city and Dhule rural, the BJP candidates are leading. The Shinde Sena candidates are leading in Malegaon. Both the inner seat and the outer seat, both the seats, the Shinde candidates are leading. So clearly, this whole Ek hai to safe hai and Hindus vote is united. This was a point that Devendra Fadnavis made. He used the example of Dhule, and it's now coming to bear itself in Malegaon, where he said the one assembly seat sort of overtook 4 other assembly constituencies. Now, BJP is leading in all the seats in Dhule, and the Shinde Sena candidates are leading in both the Malegaon.
So very quickly, some more updates coming through. I don't know if we've actually touched upon these. UP bypoll.
Yeah, 6 out of 9.
6 out of 9.
It's on the screen.
Yeah,
it's on the screen.
And of course, Uttarakhand. Kedarnath, BJP leading. So that's an important
BJP is
one.
leading.
That's
UP 6 out of 9. Chetan Bhagat, Rashid Kidwai, welcome. Good to have you in the studios.
Well, yeah.
Your thoughts?
I mean, should we go home?
no, it's too early.
It's too early?
It's too early, man.
You think it's too early? I think it's going to be the biggest sweep today. Very big election. Some parties' existential crisis. We don't know if we need some of these parties after this, really.
If you look at the bottom grid, Chetan, Shiv Sena, it's Mahayuti and Maha Vikas Aghadi. Let's talk about Shiv Sena, Eknath Shinde and Shiv Sena, Uddhav Thackeray. 26 and 6 in the leads. These parties, those strike rates, will this now permanently decide who's got the legacy? Same case with Ajit Pawar, NCP 24, and vis-a-vis Sharad Pawar, NCP 11. Or will there be a difference there because ye local election, this was a local election and that Supriya Sule is center?
I mean, it's very simple. I mean, you don't need 2 Shiv Senas. There can only be one. And if both are saying we are the real one, we are the real one, the people have decided. Now, you can discuss till kingdom come whether it's a good decision or bad decision. Are the people thinking right or not thinking right? That's for us experts to waste our time on. But the people have decided that this is the one they're going with, and so we don't need the other one. Do we need the other one? What are they?
I mean, just on that point, that's an important point he's made. What was said about Shinde? Money power broke with money power. He bought these people. That debate will be settled tonight.
Sena UBT is leading just in 5 seats.
Exactly. That money factor,
now 4.
The money factor will go out of the window. Then it'll be about allegiance and who, of course, is more credible out of the 2. And that's the result.
Exactly 50% of the leads, Rashidji, just bringing your attention to the numbers, 144 out of 288. BJP has touched the 50 number. BJP is leading in 50 seats on its own. The I.N.D.I. alliance is 35 seats. So the BJP is 15 seats as a party itself more than the I.N.D.I. alliance in terms of leads right now.
If it has to get 95, that means out of 288, I'm just saying, it has to have 32% conversion rate, which is where it is right now. If you look at the total number of seats, 146, it's on 51. That means it's overperforming. It's outperforming even the 32% number.
And the NDA conversion, 105 out of 146 already. Rashid Kitwai.
So I think, Anand, nothing has worked for the MVA. In this case, they failed to build a narrative. If there was a narrative of katenge, batenge, ek hai to safe hai, that has obviously seems to have worked very well.
नहीं सर बटेंगे कटेंगे सर कटेंगे बटेंगे नहीं है
या
बहुत फर्क होता है
कटेंगे बटेंगे तो उल्टी
there is a difference there, that's why.
So I think the BJP or Mahayuti were able to build a very powerful narrative and there was no counter narrative. I think MVA kept harping on this thing that what happened in Lok Sabha, it will reflect in Assembly, etc. And you know, a lot of it is about poll strategy also, and the poll strategist Sunil Kanugolu was there for. There were a lot of complaints, remember, during Haryana, but Congress take no note of it, and the same thing happened. So it's also partly wrong selection of candidates, talking points, etc.
You know, sir, I'll be very honest with you. The subaltern, it's the time of the subaltern. Whichever way you look at it, this is a renunciation of elite politics, okay, and it's global. This phenomena is global, and you're going to see this develop even in our country over a period of time.
You just want to read through the bypolls, Rahul, that's the update. Karnataka, NDA leading 2 out of 3 seats. That's
a big one.
And Uttarakhand, early trend gives BJP the lead. You mentioned Kedarnath. Uttar Pradesh, 6 out of 9 is with the BJP. Trinamool Congress. Palakkad, BJP leads 6 out of 9. Palakkad, the UDF has now snatched the lead from the BJP. Priyanka Vadra taking a huge lead, so she will be more or less sitting right next to her brother in the winter session of Parliament in Lok Sabha. Rahul Gandhi, the LOP there. Bengal, Trinamool Congress leading in all 6 by poll, where the BJP said that the Trinamool has used everything possible to ensure that they take these seats.
Priyanka's entry into Lok Sabha may for the Gandhi family might be a monumental thing, but on the back of the safest seat in India, presumably for the Congress party, will not give her bragging rights. This will only, once again, in the public's imagination, cement the Congress with a particular vote bank. Rahul, the Congress is losing out there.
Rahul, that's your outlook. Many
no, it's not mine. It was actually, even A.K. Antony said this, even after the 2024
electoral politics now, his son has joined BJP. What I'm saying is, congressmen today, they are saying, Priyanka Gandhi aayi hai, nayi roshni lai hai. What do you say to that mindset?
Sir, देखिए,
well, Roshni is certainly not happening in Maharashtra. There doesn't seem to be much Roshni in Maharashtra.
On the Maharashtra number, there's some new data in. The Election Commission first data on vote shares and the numbers, and it tells us why the BJP is so ahead. BJP is at 21.3% vote share, early trends right now. The Shiv Sena is at 11.8%, and the NCP is at 23.2%. So between these 3 parties, the NDA alliance is got a vast majority.
Yeah.
The UBT, let me just check where the UBT numbers is. Shiv Sena UBT is at 10%.
10%, okay. So that vote share of the Shiv Sena UBT, is it similar to the Eknath Shinde Sena? Or
no, that's 11.
That's 11.
So 11%. But we have to see, is the UBT getting core Shiv Senics?
That's right.
Or is it a vote transfer from the Congress NCP that's helping Shiv Sena UBT? And where is Eknath Shinde?
The UBT is doing very badly. The UBT is leading only in 4 seats. And like I said, only in 1 Mumbai seat. Can you imagine that the Shiv Sena, which was the party of Mumbai, you know, it established itself in Mumbai, is leading only in 1 seat, which is the Vile Parle seat. Other than that, the 3 other seats where the Sena UBT is leading is outside of Mumbai. There's 1 seat in Vidarbha. This is the seat
and
of
actually,
Bani.
Zach, we don't even know the quality of the lead in that particular seat.
This could very well change. Could very well change. So I think so far, you know, an hour and 15 minutes into counting, the biggest gainer seems to be the Shinde Sena and Ajit Pawar and, of course, the BJP. And the biggest loser certainly seems to be the Sena UBT.
Also the Congress party. One may say that because Ajit Pawar is benefiting from the state and centre perception within the Pawar family, But look at the Congress party and their performance. This is the rocket, and somebody who's rocketing up all the way, bang. It's the NDA inching fast towards the halfway number or magic number of 145.
How many rounds?
That's the numbers.
Because, you know,
we'll get a check on how many
details.
rounds. We're coming up to 9:15, so we should be at least into the second or third round of counting. We'll get Avantika to get us those
things
details.
can change. We saw that with Haryana. We saw that with Haryana.
117 leads, but in this case, it looks like settling. It seems it's going to settle. There's not going to be a big upswing or this way or the other. Avantika, how many rounds of counting? Let's go across to the live result hub. Yes, Avantika.
3 rounds in Maharashtra and in Jharkhand. Brajeshji, how many rounds done? I think it's only the 1 round only. Ek bari. Brajeshji, how many rounds done? First round only, na? First round in Jharkhand, Anand.
Now, but quickly ask him on Jharkhand, 13 to the NDA. Is it going to buck the trend? Is this going to hold? Because that means that the BJP is wresting Jharkhand from JMM Congress.
Well, it certainly looks like, at least from now, it's the first round still, but we're seeing a massive lead for the BJP. Brajeshji, you were talking about Jharia and how important Jharia is. It was last time to the Congress, and you're seeing that change happening right now.
Jharia is very, very important. It is part of Dhanbad, and Jharia is known globally as the coal hub because most of the collieries are located in Jharia. So last time this seat was with the Congress, and this time at least the initial trends, it's showing that BJP is leading there, you know, and both contestants, they are from the same family, both are female, and basically they are Devrani and Jethani. So it's a very interesting contest there.
Okay, he's finding it interesting because of the Devrani-Jethani contest. But interestingly, you know, yes, the BJP is taking a massive lead in the first round, Anand. Champai Soren is still holding on to his lead. Hemant Soren is also leading right now.
Right, 13 and 8, interesting picture that's been put
we'll
out.
We'll have to look at the tribal.
Hemant Soren, where the whole family is giving each other nice tail malish while he's playing with the dogs.
He was talking about Latehar. The northern Jharkhand is the tribal belt.
The area.
This is something that the BJP has always traditionally found hard to penetrate into. But I think the interesting thing is the gains. Out of the 13 leads, 4 of these seats were either with the Congress or the JMM in the last election, and 4 seats, the JMM or the Congress have lost to the BJP. So I think that's the critical factor to keep an eye out for.
And a pan-Jharkhand lead for the BJP, not just one particular region?
It's spread across. It's both in the western part as well as in the eastern part. The BJP is, like I said, leading in 13, 4 gains from the previous
That's
election.
important. That's an important
21 leads of Jharkhand, 13 to the NDA. Is it 2-0 this time around? And if it is 2-0, if these trends hold, what does that imply? Rohit Chandravarkar and also Nalin Mehta. Then we'll take it across.
Well, you know, the first thing I'd like to say is, you know, there was some discussion about whether the MVA narrative worked or whether the MVA had a good enough narrative and all of that. I think this is more of NDA's victory, not really I.N.D.I.A alliance's loss. And I attribute that victory mainly to, you know, the recent schemes that they announced. Whoever thought of bringing this Ladli Bahan Yojana of Madhya Pradesh to Maharashtra, and my information is it was the BJP which thought of it. The credit seems to be going to Eknath Shinde as the Chief Minister because it is known as Mukhyamantri Ladki Bahin Yojana. And he aggressively, you know, campaigned. Devendra Fadnavis and Ajit Pawar also, you know, went around the state, held countless rallies saying, you know, we are doing this for our sisters, we are doing this for you. And I think it can be attributed, this win can be attributed mainly to those schemes for women and farmers. Anand.
Well, 122 leads for the NDA out of 163, BJP 64. Before we take the conversation forward, quickly just want to see some interesting seats. Worli leads, Mankhurd leads, are they plotting? Nawab Malik?
No, not yet. Let's go from south. Kolaba, Rahul Narvekar is leading. In Mumbai Devi, Amin Patel is leading. In
so Shahnazi trailing there.
Yeah, in Dharavi, Dr. Gaikwad is leading. In Kalina, which is the only seat, like I said, in Mumbai where the Sena UBT is leading. In the neighbouring seat of Vileparle, the BJP is leading. In Ghatkopar East, the BJP is leading. And in the outskirts, again, Goregaon, BJP leading. In Charkop, BJP leading. Even in Thane, as you would expect. In fact, in Thane, all seats, it's within the NDA. In Majiwada, the Shinde Sena is leading. In Kotpuri, of course, the Chief Minister is leading. In Thane city seat, Sanjay Kelkar of the BJP is leading. Even in Mumbra, which is Jitendra Awad's seat, there the Ajit Pawar NCP candidate is leading right now.
So there is a Sion and there is also Sionville, which is Worli. That is Sionville, S-C-I-O-N, Ville. What is happening in Sayanville, I want to know.
It's not in plotting.
Oh, wow.
That's why Worli and Mankhurd, because of the Nawab Malik factor,
the
is
suspense
interesting.
in Sayanville.
It's not plotting
Amit
yet.
Thackeray, you know, Raj Thackre's son, even Mahim.
Amit Thackeray,
That's
Mahim. Mahim is also not
Sena
plotting
versus
yet.
Sena
Mahim
fight.
also not plotting yet.
At this point, so there is elections are fought on both on party politics and micro level management, and you've already talked about that. But at the social level, at the social matrix level, there's a clear story emerging at this point. If you look at Maratha dominant seats, NDA is ahead 38-12. That's where they had lost support base 3 months ago.
It's
If you look at Kunbi dominated seats, OBCs, 13-3. And so they're sweeping those seats. Women dominated seats, seats where women voters are more, NDA is sweeping those seats. Seats where Dalits are more, NDA is sweeping those seats. And that is significant because of 3 months ago you had the narrative of Constitution Khatre mein hai. And that is exactly what the Dalit voters turned BJP on.
Taking some credit for that.
Very interestingly,
If you have a vote percentage difference of 10% or so, that is bound to happen. It will cut across all segments. So there is no great, science in saying that, the OBCs are voting and Dalits are voting.
Can you also look
The
at
kind of micromanagement that was done to get this on side was big. Because they got into poll mode right after the results came out. And Kiren Rijiju, in fact, did more than 200 meetings.
Yeah, but he did them as a Buddhist.
Yeah, but among the Mahars,
Yes,
Mahar
right. So
community,
Buddhist
but
Dalits
also among the Matang community.
is where he took his.
Bhupendra Yadav did some, again, hundreds of meetings with these 55 Dalit subcastes, and spoke to each and every community to say that what is your issue? Clearly, reservations are not ending. So why don't you just take it out of your mind that this is something that is going to happen?
RSS has also been able to bring out
quite
on the
hard
RSS
in
point.
micromanaging this election.
To add to what Nistula is saying on micromanagement and the work that they did on the ground and the RSS point, there's a new data point I want to throw here. We've had the discourse of बटेंगे तो कटेंगे. Then we've had एक है तो safe है. Muslim dominated seats, NDA is sweeping at the moment.
That's right. 13-6. So there's a complete polarization.
And that's polarization
really
and counter
polarization. That's the long
polarization.
and short of it, actually.
No, sir. I mean, now you see, now somebody is going to turn around and say, please have your coffee, because the Muslim vote doesn't impact too much of Maharashtra, someone will say. But I believe that in setting the narrative, it has had a massive impact, an overwhelming impact, and perhaps you're right, sir.
Thackeray's seat in Mahim, it is the Sena UBT candidate who is leading there right now.
Oh, interesting.
Sena
Interesting.
UBT.
So Mahim has started plotting, and then that's where the rail engine and Amit Thackeray, the Thackeray legacy, Thackeray versus Thackeray. Will Raj Thackre's son Amit Thackeray rest that seat? Will he get the support of the mahayuti there? Will that happen? Because
so can we start?
Because the MNS is contesting 70 seats. It is fighting, and a lot of them against the BJP also in Maharashtra. Yes, Jharkhand 15-8-1. So BJP and the NDA opening up lead even in Jharkhand. Yes, back to Maharashtra.
Can we make some 4 or 5? I'm not saying conclusions, but flag 4 or 5 things now, which we can perhaps look at. So the Mahars, it seems, are voting for the NDA right now because it appears that the welfareism, the schemes, etc., are beginning to kick in.
The first point that you make, let's just see if it's reflecting on the wall.
Dalit seats,
out of the 20 seats that are reserved constituencies, 15 of them the NDA is leading. You want to break that and see which of those parties, 7 BJP, 5 to Ajit Pawar, and 4 to Shinde Sena out of the 20 seats.
That's a big number.
So first part is the Mahar. Second question.
Let's look at the OBC vote now.
OBC.
Many people said that was going to be fluid, but I believe that there might be a consolidation happening now behind the NDA even there. Can we have a look?
So that's what Nalin said specifically, the Kunbis, OBCs.
58 of them, 47 to the NDA, and only 10 to the India Alliance. These are OBC dominant seats.
So that fear factor is wearing off.
BJP 18, Shinde Sena 18, NCP Ajit Pawar 10.
So let's look at these women-dominated seats, because many people said that scheme, the targeted scheme, and remember, it's not just one woman in a household. There could be 2 or 3 women in a household that might be getting that money.
Who could be the beneficiaries?
And when you think about economics, these homes tend to earn about 12,000 rupees, 15,000 rupees a month. And if, 4,000 or 5,000 rupees are coming in, it's a massive, it's like a bumper.
So I think going back to what happened 3 months ago, and Rohit, you can weigh in on this whole triple M factor, Maratha, Mahar, and Muslim coming together, which is what, dislodged the NDA in the Lok Sabha. that seems to have now reversed. At least there is evidence to show Marathas have come back to the NDA, and certainly a section of the Mahars have also come back to the NDA.
And the other point, straight fights, BJP versus Congress. I know that some people say that there are other fights, but you know, the main fights, the two engines of the two sides, last time it was 38-52.
Yeah, it's 34 and 10.
34-10.
46 seats that we have reports for. 46 direct fights, Congress, BJP. BJP leading in 34, Congress only in 10.
So we have half the number.
That's about a
was
70%
reported.
strike rate?
Exactly, that's a 70% strike rate.
So if the BJP maintains a 70% strike rate, then the Congress is not the challenger.
Now imagine the national narrative, how it's going to be changing immediately, sir. National narrative. Congress once again proving not to have much of an impact against the BJP.
And Rahul, it's not just about the Congress party, it's the
Sir,
whole India.
मत मिलाइए, sir, it's बहुत गलत हो जाए.
No, why not? If it is a statement of fact, why would I?
No, so I have to ask you, is this a reflection? Is this a reflection on Rahul Gandhi?
Absolutely, in a way it is, and it's also a very poor reflection on the entire India alliance. India alliance will collapse because the defeat in Jharkhand, likely defeat in Jharkhand, in Maharashtra, Mamata Banerjee is already unhappy. She pulled herself out. Aam Aadmi Party is nowhere in picture. So it becomes, you know.
Yeah, I think people have rejected a couple of factors. People have rejected an alliance of convenience. Someone
there's a convenience alliance.
Someone needs to explain what is Balasaheb Thackeray Shiv Sena doing with Congress and NCP together. Someone please explain this. People are asking this. Please explain what is this for? How will Balasaheb Thackeray have reacted wherever his God bless his soul?
Chetan, there are 51 seats where it's Sena versus Sena. We have 25 reporting. 20 are with the Shinde Sena.
Yeah,
4
because that
with the
kind of
Sena
makes
UBT.
sense. This is that original Shiv Sena. You know why? Not because of the symbol, but because the original Shiv Sena would ally with the BJP. I mean, where else would they ideologically ally?
He is a king without kingdom now.
So, and then the second thing, I've seen people give their sympathy once, but you're not entitled to it for life. Even the Congress in 1984 got 400 seats, it never got that many.
NDA breaches the magic number. NDA breaches the magic number 145 in terms of leads, 184 leads, 145 with the NDA. That's the magic number. They've hit it among the leads and projections for the first time. 145, 144, halfway mark is 144, majority number is 145. The NDA is already there. Yes, Chetan, please complete. Sir.
Yeah, so, you know, there was a certain sense of betrayal that the party was snatched away from Uddhav. And I think in the Lok Sabha elections, there was some sympathy once. But sympathy is emotional and emotions are fleeting. They go away. And after that, if CM Shinde has proved himself, then he will get the vote.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal turnaround from 3 months ago, by the way.
The other thing is people love the slogan, people love the scheme. People love the Ek Hai Safe Hai, people love the Ladli Bahan Yojana. They just love it. I mean, if they do. And I think there was some anger in the Lok Sabha elections against the BJP, etc. It's been expressed now. It's like sometimes you have a fight at home, but people are still like, okay, but this is still our party. They are not doing everything right.
What's happening in the Swara Bhaskar, that particular seat where her husband is contesting? That's an interesting. I want to know. I want to see what Anu Shakti
Nagar is versus Sana Malik.
Yes.
So it is Nawab Malik's daughter, Sana Malik, against Fahad there, and there is going to be drama. Anu Shakti Nagar and Mankhurd both are not reporting at the moment. But even as the NDA gets to the halfway mark and beyond it in terms of leads, 147 already. It's beyond it, 147 out of 187. Let's go to the live result hub with an update on Jharkhand, where it's becoming neck and neck. 15-14 out of 32 leads. NDA and the I.N.D.A. alliance, 16-14 now. Yes, Avantika.
It is so close, Anand, in Jharkhand. I mean, we're seeing the numbers coming in from Maharashtra, 147, Mahayuti really taking the lead there. But in Jharkhand, it's neck and neck. Bataiye, Nilesh, who all are leading, trailing?
जी अभी जो बहुत टफ फाइट है, 17 सीटों पे एनडीए आगे है, 15 सीटों पे इंडिया आगे है. झारखंड विधानसभा के जो अध्यक्ष हैं वो पीछे चल रहे हैं. नाला विधानसभा से वो चुनाव लड़े रविंद्रनाथ महतो, उनके मुकाबले जो बीजेपी के हैं वो आगे चल रहे हैं. जमशेदपुर ईस्ट से जो रघुवर दास है, उनकी जो बहू लड़ रही है पूर्णिमा साहू बीजेपी की, वो अभी आगे चल रही है, जो ओडिशा के राज्यपाल हैं. जामताड़ा से मंत्री इरफान अंसारी वो कांग्रेस के वो आगे हैं. रामगढ़ से सुनीता चौधरी आगे हैं. पाकी से देवेंद्र सिंह आगे हैं, चतरा से रश्मि प्रकाश आगे है, जो आरजेडी की एकमात्र सीट है। वो पिछली बार मंत्री सत्यानंद भोक्ता वहाँ से लड़े थे, इस बार उनकी बहू लड़ रही है, वो आगे चल रही है।
काफी क्लोज कॉन्टेस्ट है ब्रिजेश जी, 16-18 in Jharkhand. It's so close. I mean, NDA is right now leading just by 2, but then again the numbers are changing. Why do you think this is happening? Exit polls had predicted it to be a very close contest.
Yeah, it was expected too, because if you look at the caste and class combination of Jharkhand, JMM has a very strong base in the tribal areas, plus they have the minority voters. While the BJP tried this time to snatch as much tribal votes as possible, plus this whole polarization, if you remember the major coinage of the BJP in the Jharkhand Assembly elections, the question of Mati, Roti and Beti. So I think that is working at least in trends, because, you know, last time JMM was in a very good position. The BJP total tally was 25, but if you look at the current trends, out of 38, NDA is 18, you know. So it's a very interesting contest, and it is on the expected lines.
Yes, and now it's 18 all right now.
Yeah.
18 all, so neck and neck fight in Jharkhand. We'll come back to the live result hub in a bit. Quickly telling you this update. Uttar Pradesh by polls. 7-2 in favor of the BJP. It's a BJP versus SP fight directly. Will this also mean a shift in the narrative that was set post Lok Sabha, that Yogi's position is weaker and that there is a change in fortunes? And Akhilesh Yadav said, Delhi deputy, dono aapke khilaf hai. That's what he said in Hindi, where he said that Delhi and the deputy CM are working against Yogi Adityanath. His stock is coming crashing down. He was the one who first said, batenge to katenge, ek hai to nek hai. And the PM then, you know, improved it to say ek hai to safe hai. Yogi is campaigned actively in Haryana, he campaigned actively in Maharashtra, campaigned actively in Jharkhand. And in his own bastion, 9 seats. This could have shifted, changed the narrative. Rahul, with the panelists, what does this mean then for Yogi Adityanath, for UP narrative, etc.?
Very important. It's a very important comeback by Yogi Adityanath. A lot of people were asking from within the BJP questions of him. He's been given a free run in this particular election. He's also, of course, remember, the lead mascot for the BJP in other states. The BJP retaining some of its strengths in this key heartland state. Remember, Uttar Pradesh goes to polls in a year and a half. So this is not something that one should discount. And this is where the BJP, whoever gets Uttar Pradesh in today's day and age, wins, stays pretty much invincible, retains its core. I mean, I don't know. How do you look at it?
This bypoll has a larger implication for within the BJP than for the government headed by Yogi Adityanath. That government is safe with or without these numbers, that wasn't going to go away. Many of these seats were held by the SP. They are now shifted to the BJP. If these trends hold, that would mean a bit of a reversal from the general elections of 2024. If you remember, there was a national executive meet held in Lucknow where very strong emotions were expressed. First by Yogi Adityanath saying that, you know, this is a difficult situation and atyant self-confidence, you know, आत्मविश्वास में कभी गलतियां हो जाती हैं. That was like kind of a pinprick to some colleagues within. And some of his colleagues then stepped up and said that it is the organization which is important for the government. The government does not make the organization. So there was this kind of a push and pull happening. With these bypolls, there was a lot riding on Yogi Adityanath and his consolidation of his position after what we saw in the Lok Sabha elections.
Chetan Bhagat, quickly.
What Mr. is saying is also that, you know, it positions Mr. Yogi Adityanath once again as a contender, as a sort of, post Narendra Modi era, a kind of, prime ministerial aspirant, prime ministerial candidate. So this consolidates his position. Imagine third time if he wins, as Rahul was saying, in 2027, 3-time Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister will always be a very powerful person for a prime ministerial post.
Chetan Bhagat, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think Yogi never really went away. I mean, there were some talks right after the Lok Sabha election results, as people always try to play some power politics. But he's very much like the moment, like a few by-elections and people are like calling him PM candidate. I mean, that's his power, right? I mean, and it's just one MP seat equivalent, it's okay. It's not so relevant.
Let me tell you, if his star starts rising too quickly, too rapidly,
Yeah,
there'll
so
be
it's
other
a-
people in the BJP that will be not very happy. So, you know,
basically these have implications for the party rather than the government.
It's a double-edged sword.
It's quite deja vu-ish because between the 2009 to 2014 timeline, it was a similar sentiment with PM Narendra Modi. With Narendra Modi, there were many within the BJP who didn't want his stock to go up because they were saying they'll be uncomfortable. And if 2027 success happens, 3-time Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, obviously it was very important. So there are a lot of similarities in the way pulled out of nowhere, worked in the Sangathan, not core BJP, not core RSS. But I'm just saying there are people who talk that. And there are others who say that he's the BJP star campaigner. He's the poster boy of Hindutva right now. As far as the BJP is, and he's very hard on his line. He's steadfast on that line.
Who will have problems?
He's steadfast on that line.
And the Batenge came from him first. Batenge came from him first.
Batenge to katenge, and he said ek hai to nek hai. That's what his thing is. You saw what happened in the elections. This is what will happen if you allow your votes to split up.
Record as a campaigner, I would still hold Prime Minister Modi as the only person in this country who has the power to shift more than 2% of the vote on the basis of his campaign.
Many would also argue.
I would still go with that.
The difference with Yogi is, see, Narendra Modi there's brand Modi, right? Yogi is a more right-wing brand than Narendra Modi, right?
Correct.
Number one. Number two, while Narendra Modi still goes across the aisle and still gets voters across the aisle, Yogi is still more appeals more to the right wing. However, Yogi has the ability to galvanize the BJP cadre in a way that others can't, and that is his real utility.
And that's
so in Maharashtra, for example, he may not have an impact on the ground.
So I have a theory on this, and I wrote an article for Open. I said that about 4 months back, when Yogi Adityanath came out with this slogan, which was sort of very rancorous, as many people sort of described it then, I thought this was an attempt by the BJP to rally its BJP vote base through Yogi Adityanath, leaving the Prime Minister to do what he does.